She was beautiful. She was sunshiny, and she was also an old soul, even before she was diagnosed.
Caroline was throwing up. Libby took her to IU North up at 116th and Meridian, and she was there for hours and hours, and she probably left at about 6 o'clock in the evening. And then after midnight, I got a phone call, and she said she has cancer.
Well, we always, from the initial diagnosis, we always knew. We didn't think we knew we were going to fix it, because that's what parents do. They fix problems.
Wilms tumor is a kidney tumor. If you have favorable histology, run-of-the-mill Wilms tumor, your chance of being cured of that Wilms tumor is probably in the order of 90% plus. So it's one of the most curable cancers in children or adults. Her tumor was probably one of the most aggressive Wilms tumors that I've ever seen. And I think for me as a doctor to see that, it was frightening and scary for me. Literally, we're trying to sort out what would give her any chance at all.
It was just brutal watching her. And after that, the cancer was back. She never stood a chance. She never caught a break. But we have to say, with all sincerity, she did not complain. She didn't cry. She lived. And every time she came home, we had a party. She always wanted parties. And once they sent us home and said she's going to die, she's terminal, we called a couple of friends and said we have to have a party. And David called people and filled the place full of kids and parents. And at the end of the day, he took Caroline aside and said, "How was your day, honey?" And she said, "Daddy, it was the best day of my life." And 5 weeks later, she was dead. We are committed to research because basically Caroline's oncologist looked us in the eye and said, "We can't help your daughter and she's terminal because there is no funding. We've never researched her tumor." Then it became about never having another parent have to listen to those words, and this is our commitment.
$5 billion a year is spent on cancer research. Only 4% of that money goes to pediatric cancer research. It's an incredibly small percentage. It's pretty hard to say no to a child.
The Symmses are a beautiful example of the fact of taking one tragedy and turning it into hope for hundreds of other families. You can do science that finds new answers. The only thing that's holding back that kind of science is just the funding to carry it out.
There was no better avenue than Riley Hospital, and that is why we're so adamant about raising research money within this state and keeping it in this state at the hospital. Caroline lived, and she died. She was just quite a special girl, and she touched many people. We are very, very lucky that we had her, and she was a gift.